However, I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about the passing of what I'm going to say is a Texas country musician legend. And yes, I'm using the L word intentionally. So a few days ago, Charlie Robinson passed at the age of 59 due to cardiac arrest. He has had health issues for 10 years now. If you don't know who Charlie is, here's what I want you to know as a fan of Texas country music and as a fan of Charlie's. So in the early 2000s, 2001, 2002, there was an enormous wave of new Texas country artists. I'm not talking about the outlaw movement in the 70s with Waylon Williams. I'm talking about local Texas country guys that put a bit of rock edge into it. And there was Wade Bowen, Cross Canadian Ragweed, Reckless Kelly, Randy Rogers, Stoney LaRue, Jason Bolin. That group in the early 2000s, all in their young early 20s. Before that, I think there were three folks who were instrumental, sort of the grandfathers of today's Texas country music. Mm-hmm. And those people are the band The Great Divide from Oklahoma, the Red Dirt, Robert Earl Keen, and Charlie Robinson. Mm-hmm. Those are the three guys that created the doorway for all those wonderful bands that are killing it right now.
Would you have to put like Townes Van Zandt in there too?
Oh, no. Well, Townes was 70s and 80s,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, a little later.
I think he was, fair. Yeah, he's his own category. He's a special guy.
He is a bit of his own category.
So Charlie was born and raised in Texas. He's like one of those 6th or 7th generation guys. He was from Bandera, where you were last night.
So weird. So wild.
And he has a brother named Bruce Robinson, who's they're both amazing songwriters. Bruce wrote, I don't know always why we always have to be angry all the time. That Tim McGraw.
A great song.
He also Bruce wrote "Traveling Soldier" by the Dixie Chicks. Charlie wrote some amazing, very personal, touching songs, and he put out a solo album in 1996. All those bands I just mentioned came out in the early 2000s, and Charlie. In the beginning, was a little bit jealous of those bands because of how they skyrocketed ahead of them. There were some words pushed back and forth between him and those guys. They made up. He became one of the gang. But I will tell you this. On our radio show, our YouTube channel, I talk a lot about Texas country music. I talk a lot about Reckless Kelly. I talk about Cross Canadian Ragweed, Robert O'Keen. The person and the song that got me into Texas country music was Charlie Robinson. He was the first guy that I became intellectually and emotionally aware of. It was a song called My Hometown, and it came out in a time when I was in my 20s, and it was, hey, if I don't see you today, maybe I'll see you here, maybe I'll see you here, maybe I'll see you here, maybe I'll see you back in my hometown. And it's talking about how you're getting older in life, and you don't get to see your friends and families as much as you used to. And that was a very, while 20s is fun for a lot of folks, it was a very difficult time for me. I was transitioning late in life in terms of graduating college and getting started in my career in life while my friends were moving on from me. And so Charlie was the very first guy that reached out to me with a completely new genre of music, which then turned on to be later in life my favorite genre of music that I'd listen to. And he's the guy. Cool. One song pulled me in, and the next thing I know, I'm driving from Dallas at the time to Greenhall, discovering all these bands in the late 90s, early 2000s, and I became a huge fan. And I've seen Charlie live many, many, many times. As he got older, he slowed down. He had to retire because he got vocal nodes on his throat. He had to retire. Then he stepped aside for 5 or 6 years. Then he came back, but he still struggled with health. And unfortunately, Charlie passed away just a couple of days ago in San Antonio at the age of 59, just a few days after he turned 59. So
yeah, well,
it sucks.
That's a wonderful story, and it shows the impact that music and the arts has on us and how it can really define a moment of our lives and history. And it really defined kind of who you were and in that transitional moment, which is so cool. So I always love hearing stories.
I'll take it one. This is shorter. I'll take it one more step. So I have made, I think, 4 homemade movies on iMovies, Facebook, that kind of thing, as like family keepsakes as, my kids were growing up. And the songs I've used 4 artists. One is the Beatles, Here Comes the Sun. 2 of them are from My Chemical Romance.
Oh,
that's
of course, Darren.
called
And then the rest are
Summertime.
from Miley Cyrus.
And then Get Up and Go. And then the third is Charlie Robinson.
It's not Miley Cyrus?
No. So
that's awesome.
I have 3 artists across 4 videos that
awesome.
I have deemed their music worthy of my family. You know, the videos are only
forever.
the videos are only valuable to me
you.
and my family. But I've only deemed one of them. Yeah,
It's the sign of great art when somebody
Right.
really, when you use it in your life to define towards things, especially generationally and stuff. It's actually a really beautiful compliment. I see what you're saying.
So
and
we are gonna
that's
right.
very
That's
cool.
I mean it as a compliment. And what I want from this comment, and again, you're listening to 94.3 FM Wimberley Valley Radio, the Darren and Mike Show. What I want from this eulogy, or what I don't even know what we're going to call it, but what I want from this remembrance about Charlie is this. I think because he was 5 years ahead of this giant wave of Texas country music, and because he's one of the grandfathers of Texas country music, he gets forgotten about, and that's unfortunate. And I want people to realize all these William Clark Greens and everybody else, that these young guys in there, Charlie was the guy that kicked down that door to make it much easier for you to get radio play and mainstream acceptance in Texas. Charlie Robinson was that guy, and so you need to take a minute and say thank you to this guy. But the song we're going to play, and it was very difficult for me to figure out which song to choose. But the song we played is called "Photograph," and it's a song about him wanting to capture photos and showing to his kids, so they can see what he looked like when they were little kids. And it's a beautiful song. It's very touching. And that's the one I created a little homemade movie, the same thing, so my kids could see what I looked like when they were small.
Oh,
So,
I love it. I love it.
Anyway, that's a big downer. Charlie Robinson, rest in power, brother.
But it's an upper too, and it's the impact that great art has on us. So
Yep.
absolutely.
So, yeah, we're about halfway through September 12th, 2023. You're listening to Darren and Micah Show. We come to you every week. We try to bring you the world of news and entertainment in an upbeat way. It's time to get to some news. Micah, tonight is the MTV Music Video Awards. With you traveling, you probably won't get to see it. Are you upset that you're going to miss it?
I just really heartbroken here, Darren. Really sad.
I am going to watch it. I'm going to watch it.
It's kind of fun, actually. I remember just like I've been watching because of you. I've been watching a little bit more of our celebratory events.
Yeah, I like to see what people say and what they wear, and it's kind of like my wife watches every reality show.
Oh, it's the
red carpet, this or that.
It's the NFL of reality TV.
It's kind of cool to see. I really am fascinated by how professional musicians, particularly pop stars, market themselves.
Yeah.
And what they say and who. Yeah, I don't know. I just find it fascinating.
And we're all wondering who's going to be the Will Smith of this year. So good luck.
Right. So anyway, I don't know who's going to be there, and I don't care, but I will have it on. I'll probably be doing some work while I have it in the background. So singer, pop star she's from Australia, Baby Rexha, is not going to attend because she's anxious about being criticized for her appearance on the red carpet. So I want to learn more about this, but I don't know if she's making a statement and a stand about how we're always asking
Body,
women who they're wearing and all those things and take a twirl, or she just has anxiety about it, but she not going to attend. Go and wear jeans and a hoodie, babe.
Yeah.
And who cares what you wear, man? Yeah. Show up. It's your night.
I mean, she would probably get hammered, and that's what she's talking about. It's tough. I've said this before a million times. It's not easy being famous.
And it's even worse when you're a woman.
And if she's 100%, and if she's going to be, if she can't handle the heat of being heavily criticized, which I understand, because nobody's going to not do that. They're going to do it. They're going to swing at it. Then I understand taking a mental health break and not having it happen. So if it's the right move, good for her. But I'm also sorry. Of course, we're sorry that has to be a situation where, everyone's talking about to make someone feel that way.
And if it helps you, Baby Rexha, or BB, I never pronounce your name right. Baby Rexha. I mean this clinically as a man, and maybe not so clinic. You're beautiful, and you're gorgeous, and so you look good in anything. Anyway, wear a burlap sack. You're gonna look great.
I
mean, seriously, have you ever seen her? She's very pretty.
I love that line from Dolly Parton. What is it? If you could look, you look good in a gunny sack. I forget what it is, but it's
my favorite line from Dolly Parton is "The higher the hair, the closer to God."
Oh, that's good. That's really good. That's
All
really
right,
good.
so we're in the news section. That's news to me. I know we're moving along really fast. All right, we're going to go completely different genre. The lead singer of Slipknot, Corey Taylor, has been complaining recently that he's in constant pain on tour, and he isn't sure how much longer he's going to be able to perform. He turns 50 in December, and he previously stated that he thinks he has about 5 years left to touring because he's in physical and emotional pain all the time, and traveling the world has wrecked his health. So Corey's always been very outspoken. I like Corey Taylor a great deal. I don't know how serious he's being here, but yeah, I got to think if you're the lead singer of Slipknot, where they jump around the stage and wear those hot masks, that has got to take a toll on your body, I think.
Being an entertainer again, yeah, it's a lot of work every night.
Yeah, I honestly,
octane.
I think that's why the Stones and all these people are in their 80s because they've exercised every day for 50 years.
Well, they also like have hardcore exercise regimens. The boss and Mick Jagger talk about
nobody's in better shape than
they work
Bruce
out
Springsteen.
like 7 days a week.
I know
it's not
Bruce
just
is
the
going to
show.
live to be 200 years old. All right, well, so we talked pop music and then metal music. Let's back to pop. Selena Gomez.
I've told you the story of Slipknot. I saw them live
Yes.
in concert. Yeah,
Yes,
it's
you
a
have.
private story.
I don't think we say it on family radio. Here on, and this, we're definitely family radio on 94.3 FM. We're Millie Valley Radio. I said it 4 times. Did I meet the criteria?
Yeah.
Selena Gomez has joined the Spotify Billionaire Club. You know what this is?
It means you have a song that reached 1 billion streams.
That is exactly what it means.
And then they give you about $3.50.
ding, 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 ding. I was about to ask you how much it makes. How much does it make you, really?
It's really variable, and it's really complicated because they have what they call premier markets and less premier markets. So you get paid per streams more in premier markets and less for streams less.
That sounds so unnecessarily complicated.
And then they also like validate it based on how much you are successful and how much you aren't. So the more successful you are, the more you get paid. The less successful you are, the less you get paid. So when you're like a beginning struggling artist, you get hammered. It's really weird. There's a video of it where Snoop Dogg is actually like, he's like, somebody needs to tell me what's going on, because before, when I sold 9 million records, I got this amount of money and it came into my bank account and I was good. And now I get this amount of streams and nobody has any idea what amount of money I'm supposed to be getting paid. And it's really true. It's like, it's kind of insane. And they continue to make it more and more complicated. So it's harder and harder to track that. So Selena's probably got some primetime markets. She's probably, getting paid on that, but you're not, well, she's making a living off 1 billion streams, but you're not making all your income off your streams. That's for sure. It's just a good place to get recognition and share your songs.
Quick aside, I would completely be okay if Snoop Dogg was president of the United States.
I would vote.
I would vote for that guy.
Although I would vote if it was Dr. Dre, Eminem, and Snoop Dogg as a team.
All at once.
So it was one president together.
Yes, that's cool. Well, here's a few others that have joined. Here's a few others in the Billion Club. Katy Perry's Roar, which I would have never guessed that. Flowers by Miley Cyrus. I'm
Ed
not
Sheeran's
surprised
got
at.
to be in there.
Ed Sheeran is one. Harry Styles, and they list the songs. And here's what's funny. And then as well as tracks, plural, by Taylor Swift.
Nice. The Weeknd is definitely in there. I think Weeknd might have the most streams. Has like 5.
Really?
Has like 5 billion. The Weeknd song, I think it has 5 billion streams. I got to take a look.
Man,
it's pretty wild.
The Weeknd was on a
Blinding Lights.
Was on a show recently. That was on one season, and it was such a cornball show. It's supposed to be an adult, steamy, sexy show, and I can't remember what it thinking. But anyway, he plays a music producer.
3.8 billion streams
3.8
on Blinding
billion
Lights.
for the Weeknd.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and
I
he's
watched
got
the show. It was so bad I quit
1.7
watching.
billion on Save Your Tears. A lot of streams here. A lot of streams.
All right, so moving on. It is September 12th. Again, we're going to play a Charlie Robinson song here in a second.
On that note, Darren, I officially have reached 10,000 streams on my
Yeah.
Chase the Sun, so I'm really getting there. Harry.
Chase the Sun is the name of Micah's most recent single. Came out a couple of weeks ago. It's very good.
Yeah.
I do like it. My wife had mentioned it. I still like Pretty Little Golden Things is my favorite song by you, but I would say Chase the Sun is my second favorite.
And Pretty Little Golden Things has, I think, 125,000 streams. If we're just over here stream counting, no big deal.
It does also indicate what kind of songs I like.
I know.
Compared to
you like those like dirtier, more electric guitar,
right.
driven songs.
But anyway, they're all of your music's good, but those are my two favorite.
Thank you, Darren.
Okay, so it is September 12th. On this date, a lot happened on this date, man. Mark Ronson, who's one of the most famous producers there is, back in 2017, he was sued. I remember this for copyright infringement for Uptown Funk. Uptown Funk, which was him and uh, Bruno Mars. Anyway, yeah, so he was sued. Copyright the first 48 seconds of More Bounce to the Ounce, which was an English producer. Boy, I'm doing a horrible job on this. By Roger and Zapp from 1980. So okay. Mark Ronson was sued. I do remember they settled out of court out this. In 2003, 20 years ago, I can't believe this, Johnny Cash passed away of respiratory failure at age 71. 20 years ago that Johnny Cash passed away. My youngest son's name is Cash. Spelled differently, but yeah.
It's a cool name.
Yeah. So back, there's not a lot of musicians and entertainers that once they pass, I miss them. Eddie Van Halen is top of the list, and he always will be. One of them I actually do miss is this next guy. In 1995, the lead singer for INXS, a highly underrated band, Michael Hutchison, pleaded guilty to punching a photographer outside of a London hotel, and he was ordered to pay £1,800 there. So yeah, Michael Hutchison was quite a character when he was
times
alive.
Have changed. I'll bet a lot of people, if they punch somebody, would love to only pay £1,800.
Yes.
These days, you'd be
That's
about
the reason I brought this up.
1.8 million pounds these days. Which you shouldn't be punching anybody. So let's just get that out of the way.
Yes. Well, this was before cell phones, so you could probably do it and not do it. But
apparently, he got caught. So
yeah, there's a biopic. It's a low budget biopic. From about 5 years ago about INXS and Michael Hutchison. If you can find it, it's worth watching. He was quite an individual, amazing singer. That was a great band, cut short because he unfortunately passed away in a very unfortunate circumstances that you can Google and find out about. But anyway, moving on, September 12th, 1975, Michael will appreciate this. Pink Floyd released their 9th studio album today, Wish You Were Here. It explored the themes of absence, the music business, and former bandmate Syd Barrett's mental decline. It peaked at number 1 on the charts. It was 84 weeks on the chart. Michael, we have about 8 minutes left. A couple more things. We're going to play the song Charlie Robinson, Photograph here. But I want to tell you who the birthdays are today, September 12th, here on the Darren Micah Show. R.M., do you know who this is? He was born in 1994. He is the boy band BTS. By the way, I get this from digitalmusic.com. They call BTS a boy band. But anyway, it is Kim Namjoon, better known as R.M. It is his birthday today. BTS, if you don't know them, they became the fastest group since the Beatles to earn 4 U.S. #1 albums in less than 2 years.
Yeah, they hit that global market. Circling back, because I'd rather talk about Pink Floyd. On that Wish You Were Here album, which I really loved and you described in here, the themes, absence, the music business, the former bandmate Syd Barrett. That song, talking about like impact, that song very specifically impacted me super deeply when I was a young kid. And I remember the lyrics in it, and they're so poignant mixed in with the song and that classic guitar lead that everyone knows. And
intro.
The whole intro is like 2 minutes before they get to the song.
Yeah.
And it never loses you. But the lyrics for Syd that they have in there, did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, and cold comfort for change? And did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in the cage? How I wish you were here. Syd Barrett is the end of that line, really, that they didn't add. They just didn't put his name. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl year after year, running over the same old ground. What have we found? We found the same old fears. Gosh, Syd, I wish you were here, is basically what they wanted to say. I've rarely found words more powerful than that about missing somebody. David just impacted me. I mean, I get goosebumps every time I read it still.
Yep. Well, that was almost 50. It was 49 years ago today
Wow.
to Pink Floyd. So Moving quicker. Thank you for that. Yeah, I told you we had a lot of stuff to talk about today.
might have to cut it
1981.
short.
Jennifer Hudson was born. She's an Academy Award-winning actress and singer. She was on Star Search.
Next person.
No, I forgot which one.
Doesn't matter.
The one, oh crap.
Dream
anyway,
Girls.
1974, Jennifer Nettles, the singer for Sugarland. I love Jennifer Nettles. I've had a crush on her a long time. The drummer for Rush, Neil Peart, was born.
We can pause here. Take your time here.
Yes. Okay, now, this one is the last birthday. No, there's two more.
No,
okay. George Jones was born. I'll get to him last. George Jones was born in 1931 today. So it's George Jones, Neil Peart, Jennifer Nettles, and Jennifer Hudson's birthday.
Barry
and
White.
last, I was going to lead it up. So I was going to
sorry.
do... Yeah, you're the first. You'll do my last. You're my everything. Let's get it together. 1944,
Darren,
Barry White was
I
born
would say
today.
you have a career in music singing, but I don't think it's true. Alas.
Oh, no, not at all.
No.
But I have a career in
Can't
reviewing.
get enough of your love, baby.
Yes, so we've, man, this has been the fastest
Yeah, that
chock-full
was
radio
a-
show
that
we've
was-
done. I told you it was.
That was taking on my character of being a hot mess towards the end
Yes.
of it. But
I
I
soaked
wanted
up
to,
your energy.
I wanted to keep this. We have 3 minutes left, and we're going to end it with the Charlie Robeson song "Pictures" or "Photographs." Photograph. For everybody here on 94.3 KWVH Wimberley Valley Radio. Again, thank you for listening to the Darren and Micah show. We'll catch you.